On the night of October 8, 1871, Chicago was alive with the sounds of a city on the rise. Shopkeepers closed their doors after a busy day, children drifted to sleep, and carriages rattled down narrow wooden streets. Yet as the clock neared 9 p.m., a small flicker of light in a barn on DeKoven Street changed everything. That flicker grew into a firestorm so fierce it swallowed nearly an entire city. Within hours, smoke blanketed the sky, flames leapt from roof to roof, and tens of thousands of people ran for their lives. Chicago in the late 19th century was booming like never before. Its population had exploded to over 300,000 people, drawing immigrants, laborers, and entrepreneurs eager to build a future. Railroads connected the city to the rest of the nation, and businesses flourished. But behind the progress lay fragility. Nearly every building, homes, shops, even sidewalks, was made of wood. Roofs were coated in tar, streets lined with wooden planks, and neighborhoods packed tightly together. The city's prosperity created opportunity, but it also built a giant tinderbox. All it needed was one spark. That spark came on October 8. The fire reportedly began in the barn of Patrick and Catherine O'Leary. Some say a cow kicked over a lantern, others insist it was careless workers, while some historians even suggest it may have been thieves. The true cause may never be known. What is certain is this: once the flames took hold, they spread with terrifying speed. Dry autumn winds carried burning embers high into the night, dropping fire across blocks of houses. Within minutes, the blaze leapt from the O'Leary barn to the surrounding neighborhood, and the city's nightmare had begun. Panic spread as fast as the flames. People woke to the smell of smoke and the sound of cracking timbers. Families rushed into the streets clutching children, pets, and whatever belongings they could grab. Witnesses described walls of fire advancing like a living monster, devouring everything in its path. Horses bolted through the streets, carriages overturned, and crowds surged toward the river in desperate attempts to escape. Firefighters battled bravely, but their equipment was no match for the gale-driven inferno. Pump wagons were slowed by debris, water pressure dropped, and one fire engine after another was engulfed. Chicago had become an open furnace. By dawn on October 9, the fire had already consumed much of the city's core. But the flames raged on. Entire districts, warehouses, churches, businesses, crumbled into ash. Heat was so intense that stone buildings cracked and iron beams twisted. Families huddled by the lakeshore, watching helplessly as everything they knew burned. Some leapt into the water to escape the scorching air. For 2.5 days, the firestorm roared, until finally rain and exhausted firefighters brought it to an end. When the flames died, the devastation was staggering. More than 17,000 buildings destroyed, 100,000 people left homeless, and 300 lives lost. Survivors wandered among smoldering ruins, searching for loved ones and scraps of their former lives. Out of this tragedy came resilience. Chicago faced an almost unimaginable challenge: rebuilding a city from ashes. Yet within weeks, aid poured in from across the nation and even overseas. Donations of money, food, and supplies sustained survivors. Architects and planners seized the opportunity to reimagine the city. New building codes outlawed wooden construction in the downtown area. Stone, brick, and steel replaced timber. Waterworks were upgraded, fire brigades reorganized, and streets widened to prevent future catastrophe. Chicago didn't just rebuild, it reinvented itself. Within 2 decades, the city became a hub of modern architecture and industry, proving that from destruction can come renewal.